Welcome back to CMT Southern Fried Flicks. I am your host, Hazel Smith, and who is that ringing my bell this time? Oh my God, girls, look what just walked in my world.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby, yourself. This is Christian Kane with a K, girls.
I hope you're cooking something spicy today because my mama was born and raised in New Orleans, and so I kind of
Oh, honey, it is so spicy, it's scary.
Nice.
I've got enchiladas.
Oh my gosh, I'm 100%.
And I've got Mexican rice. I've got pinto beans, honest to God ones. So it's going to be fun. And then we got a dessert. I'll surprise you with that, okay?
Tell me what that is yet.
Now listen, we're going to talk about everything that's going on with you.
All right.
But for right now, we got to get back to the movie. Welcome back to CMT's Southern Fried Flicks. I'm your host, Hazel Smith, and look at here, girls, who I got sitting beside of me. This is Christian Kane. Have you ever seen anything prettier than this? I bet you ain't never. And we have got enchiladas here that I made. Now, Christian, the way I started off, I don't know if your mama made it this way or not, but I made the chili first.
You did?
Yeah, you take the meat and all these seasonings and what have you, and you have to cook it for 2 hours.
Oh my gosh.
You have to cook it for 2 hours, and then you take these tortillas, and they're the corn tortillas, and you roll them up, and you put your cheese and onions in there, and you put the chili in the bottom, then you put the tortillas, and then you put the chili on top, and then you sprinkle cheese all over. Is that how your mama does it?
She doesn't do it quite like this, I tell you.
I hope it ain't too hot for you.
You can't get hot enough for me.
Oh,
I'm
Lord.
telling you.
Tell me about you growing up in Norman, Oklahoma now.
Not too different from Nashville, I got to be honest with you. Same type of people out there, good people, hardworking folk, and you know, the only thing that we got different is we got Sooner football out there.
What kind of music did you listen to out in Oklahoma there?
You know, Mom and Dad grew up in the rodeo.
Really?
And Dad bareback, Mom barrel raced, and so country music was always in my house. You know, Dad's more of a highwayman. You know what I mean? We always had little Waylon, Johnny, Chris Christopherson, Willie. He'd throw in a lot of Kenny Rogers, little Crystal Gale just for the mix, and then we kind of grew up on the beautiful Miss Dolly Parton.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, of course. Welcome back to CMT Southern Fried Flicks. I'm your host, Hazel Smith. I'm here with Christian Kane, girls. And this is Mexican rice. It will burn you alive.
I'm looking forward to it right now. Bring on the heat. It's got a little heat to it, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. I like it. I like it a lot. I gotta be honest with you.
Tell me, honey, about your move from Oklahoma out to Los Angeles.
I got in my truck, everything I owned, and I drove out to Los Angeles. You know, I'm a country singer. A lot of people know me as an actor. We're just starting to come out with the music. A lot of people don't know that I've actually got my start as an actor because I was a country singer. I went out there and auditioned for a show called Fame LA, like Fame in New York, and it was Fame in Los Angeles. And I sang for him, and I got the role. So I actually have to attribute my whole acting career to the fact that I was a country singer.
Well, now, ain't that something? After you auditioned, didn't they recast the role for you?
Well, it was written as a comedian. The role was a comedian, and then they said, "You're not very funny, so can you do anything else?" And so I went into song, and they changed the role to a singer for me. Yeah.
Well, that's good, wasn't it?
I mean, I barely got in there, right?
Yeah, well, that's good. And Fried Flicks. I'm your host, Hazel Smith, and I've got Christian Kane right here in my kitchen, and we've got pinto beans.
You got to tell me your secret. What's your secret? Is it lard?
No. I'll tell you how to make them. You have to grate them out first, and then you have to take out all the dirt and the grit and the rocks and the rotten beans. Then you wash them. Then you put them in a pot and cover them up with water, about a quarter of an inch over the beans, and you let them sit overnight. You're soaking out the toots. And then...
I understand all of it.
And then you take a piece of salt pork about big as your fist. You put it in the beans. You start it on high. Once they start boiling, then you cut them down on low, and you let them sit there and simmer and simmer and simmer.
How long?
And simmer. it usually takes, I'll let them set up about 2 or 3 hours.
Wow.
But I cook them till they get real thick like this, because I think they're better when they're
are.
thick. So while you were at the acting, you were still doing music, isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
And didn't you have a band called Kane?
I did have a band called Kane. It was Kane for about 8 years. We were called Kane. It was me and my partner, Steve Carlson, my guitarist. And then now it's just Christian Kane. I'm not solo. I'm still with Steve. But in country music, they tend to not like the Bon Jovi stuff. They like the George Strait and the Alan Jackson and the familiar names. So we went back to Christian Kane, and we just had a new single release on radio called "The House Rules."
Well, all right.
And the record drops December 7th. So we're excited. After 10 years of doing music and 7 years of living in Nashville, we're finally here, man, and it feels so
Well, that's good. Is Steve here too?
He's not. He's actually in Las Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah. He lives with me here, but he's actually in Las Vegas right now. He lives in Nashville.
All right. Welcome back to Southern Fried Flicks. I'm here with Christian Kane, the cutest boy I've seen all week long. Lordy mercy. Now, we have got chest cake. Have you ever had any chest cake before?
I have. Oh my God, not like this. Oh, it's so moist.
I want to tell you something that you might be interested in knowing, Christian. This was a Great Many Pearls recipe.
Is it really?
It really is, yeah. Yeah.
Is it in your cookbook?
No, it is not, but I'm fixing to write another cookbook that I'm going to include.
Please put it in there. I'll be the first one to get it, man. This is. I wish you people could taste this. This is unbelievable.
Now you got to tell me about this upcoming album I'm hearing rumors about, and it's called The House Rules.
The House Rules, yes, ma'am. It comes out December 7th, right before Christmas, and so hopefully I get to give one to my mom for being behind me for 10 years. I finally get to give her a great Christmas gift that we worked hard on. Mr. Bob Ezrin produced it. I don't know if you'll know him. He's legendary. And on the rock side of things, he did Pink Floyd, The Wall, Kiss Destroyer, Alice Cooper, Peter Gabriel, all those guys. And I'm his first country act that he did. He partnered up with Keith Stegall. Well, they didn't partner up. They created Bigger Picture Group together. And Keith Stegall went off and produced our good friends, the Zac Brown Band. And then Bob Ezrin produced me. So we're looking forward to it. Now, it's country. It's got my highwayman feel to it, you know, a little bit of Christopherson and Waylon and stuff in there. But we like to sprinkle just a little bit of rock and roll in there, just for an extra little cayenne pepper in your rice, if you will.
Welcome back to CMT Southern Fried Flicks. I'm your host, Hazel Smith, and this is winding down way too fast, Christian Kane. And this was our meal today that I prepared for you. And this, of course, is the enchiladas.
Yep.
On a 1 to 10, what would you say?
Oh, man, that's a 10.
Well, 1 is the number 1. No, I'm kidding. And this, is, of course, is the Spanish rice or Mexican rice. Pinto beans. My producer thinks it's pinto beans. Pinto beans, I'm telling you.
Salt pork and unbelievable.
That was our meal for today, and I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Of course, we never mentioned the dessert, which was the wonderful chest cake.
Yeah, and listen, I'm the first one to buy your book. If it's going to be in the second one, I'm going to buy it anyway, but if it's going to be in the second one, I'm right there, first one to buy it. It was unbelievable.
Now, before I let you go, before I take this rope off of you, you want to talk about your tour dates or where you're going to be? I believe the album will be released the 7th day of December. And what label would that be on?
That's under Bigger Picture. It's going to be released by Warner Brothers December 7th. And you can find the songs now on iTunes or ChristianKane.com. That's simple. Kane, ChristianKane.com.
Did y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Now listen, if anybody's confused about that, all you got to do is to go to CMT.com, because them folks know how to make all this food right here, because I done told them. They know everything there is to know about me and everything about me that I tell them. They know all there is to know about this pretty thing right here, I'll tell you.
Thank you so much for having me.